Okay, everyone, as you can see here, um, these are my drives in my computer. My A drive, uh, it's it's got 563 megabytes free of 577 megabytes. My B drive has 117 gigabytes free out of 921 gigabytes because it's a terabyte. And my C drive has 387 gigabytes free of my 930 gigabytes, which is, again, it's a terabyte. And my NVMe has 23.7 gigabytes free of my 953 gigabytes, and it's a terabyte as well. So, what do I do? Well, I've decided, because this popped up, the Samsung 980 Pro SSD, and it was $119, for which I got it on sale. But it's a generation Gen 4 gaming M2 internal solid solid state drive memory. Anyway, it's NVMe as well. So I started thinking, I'm like, man, okay, that's 2 terabytes, and I would end up, because you saw my D drive and it's almost completely full. That's because I keep all my documents and stuff on it, and that's kind of like my backup. And then C drive is my, of course, that's your operating system and everything else. And I'm like, yeah, that's going to be kind of a pain to take everything off and put in a blank one down there. And it fits. I mean, I don't know if I can, oops, let me release this. I don't know if y'all can see down here, but I doubt you can see it. Anyway, in there where it's glowing, it's glowing different colors. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see it. That is where my NVMe M2 is. So I'm like, what can I do? Because I don't want to really remove that. I could remove it and just put the 2 terabyte in, which would be a piece of cake, and then I have the other one. And I thought, I would like to have the 2 terabyte as a backup. So, that being said, I ordered something that has really good reviews. It's the UVM.2 NVMe hard drive enclosure. So, So with that being said, and I do not have the NVMe yet. It's coming in probably tomorrow. So let's see what we get in here. Anyway, that's that user's guide. A larger user's guide for old people like me. Okay, and this was $17.99. Okay, $17.99 it comes with, and it had really good reviews. And I do pay attention to all the reviews, because a lot of times if you see something that says it's so good and then you look, you're like, something doesn't look right about these reviews, and that's because they were reviewed by the same people. Okay, and it comes with a your USB-C to you've got a USB-C, USB-C back and back, and then you got your USB-C to your regular USB, and then you have a rubber enclosure, and then you've got some heatsink material that you're going to put on your NVMe when you get it. It'll help dissipate the heat. Because they do get hot. Very hot. I have touched mine when I first put it in my computer, and it was screaming hot. Anyway, this, no tools needed. You put your NVMe right here, and this is your closure. I don't know if y'all can see this. And it just closes, and then you slide it back in. Oh, and great, guess what? It only goes one way, so it's dime proof. And then while it's going, it has a little light here on the bottom, and so you can connect your USB-C to it and straight into your computer. Now, like I said, it's this actually, the rubber thing protects it and everything, but I was reading how people were trying to figure out how to keep it cool. Well, there's no real good way because of the size and everything to keep it cool. So I'm going to go out on a limb and while it's operating, and from what I read, if it's just doing one or two files, it'll get hot, and then when it's done, it cools off. Well, if you're going to do like a terabyte, like what I'm planning on doing or whatever, what I have here is for steaming. Yep, you got it. And you see the little bumpers down here on the bottom. Okay, that's for steaming items in a steamer or whatever. And I'm going to put this on top of this, and I'm going to take my handy dandy fan, and I'm going to keep it cooler, because when you use the heat sink material on top of your uh, NVMe, basically what that does is it's going to, let me see that, and we'll pull it out and I'll show you. It's like a piece of tape, basically, kind of rubberized tape. But what it does is you put it on there and it actually touches the it's actually going to touch the inside of this case, which is, I think it's aluminum, as the British would say, aluminium. I love that. Anyway, so you put that over, put it on your NVMe, and you close it up. And this is a toolless one. And once you close it up, you that tape is going to touch this to dissipate some of the heat. And so you shouldn't have any problem. Okay, I had to check. I was looking for the parts of my computer. I bought the parts in 2019. Yes, I did. And my computer's still running good. And I built it from scratch. And it's fast. Really fast. And it's got an AIO in it. So it's water cooled. And like I say, I've got 6 terabytes of storage in it, and I've got just the one NVMe, and the others are SSDs. Okay, and they all get hot, but they don't. There's no moving parts in them. Okay, they're, you know, transistors basically. They I mean, they're awesome. They're fast and everything else. Uh, I got the AIO from Corsair. I use a lot of their equipment, and it's kind of funny because when I contacted them and I asked about installing a certain AIO, and they says it won't work. You can't do it. And the next day I get a same message from another tech, and the next day from another tech, next day from two techs, and next day from two techs. And it was like they were all reading it, and they were all saying the same thing. You can't do it. They didn't know me very well. I did it. And what a lot of people don't understand, and I think I've even got it listed as one of my videos, um, the screws for the radiator, yes, I got a radiator, would not match up with the cowling of my computer. So, and I didn't want to mess anything up and drill more holes and all that. So what I used was a super high heat glue gun. And you're like, and how's that not going to mess anything up? Well, let me tell you. Um, I've been building computers for a long time, long time. And if you want to amaze your kids, and you've got a hot glue gun, put some in it and put it on a piece of metal or something, uh, and attach something to it, and then have your kids try to pull it apart. And when they can't pull it apart, and this is just something for you to know, you take a Q-tip and dip it in alcohol. And usually, and I use 99.9% alcohol that's used for techs and stuff, and you dip it in the alcohol and you just touch it to where the glue is holding something together. Leave it for like a minute or less and just take it apart. It'll come right off in one blob. It doesn't leave any residue or anything. It's like awesome. So anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in, but and then Corsair sent me a review, and I put outstanding on all of it, and you can ask one of my friends, Mark. I put outstanding on it, and where it says comments, I says, yeah, that tech named Don Stewart, he really knew what he was doing. He made this thing work. And Mark says, you goof, they're going to be looking up, because they have 2,000 techs. He says, they're going to be looking all over for a tech named Don Stewart. I says, hey, I made it work, and it's been working since 2019. And I think it was maybe last year or 6 months ago, they figured out a way to actually put the AIO in the same size um, computer cowling that I have, uh, which is not very big, but they figured out how to put it in and everything, and now they're selling the same computer with less storage and everything for $4,500. So I'm like, hey, go for it. It took them that long, and mine's still going. I'm happy because I can remember having to replace computers right and left. I mean, after like a year or two, they outdate themselves, right after you buy them, basically. So you got to keep up with it and everything. But yeah, I remember having to replace everything or replace the whole computer after so long, and or the computer would just go bad, components going bad and everything. Don't have to worry about that now. So anyway, I hope this helps someone out, and when I get the NVMe, I'll put it in and record and see how it works with this. I'll show you how I'm doing it, and so it'll be a two-part series. So I hope this helps someone out, and if you're in a warm place, go swimming. If you're in a cold place, find a warm place to go swimming. If you can't do that, snuggle up with someone. Okay, we'll talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Bye.